Hey everyone, welcome back, I'm Scraps, and today... What's that sound? Oh, I already have the game audio on. That's right. Just to get you guys in the vibe for Train Fever. Now this is quite an impressive game. It is also the first one in a long series of games at this point. I think there's Train Fever 2, Transport Fever 2, and Transport Fever 3 has been announced. So you can tell that the game is rather popular. And this is what it all started with. Train Fever. Just a simple game. You have a bunch of towns, hills, you have access to rails, you can build your own stations for passengers and industry. With obviously a train depot, you can put signs to navigate your trains around. You can build a large variety of roads, including large country road, well, for some reason. I don't know what that one does. But you have small street, medium street, large street. You can see up here it's got a bunch of different speed limits. But ultimately it amounts to mostly the same. Country road is 80 kilometers while the large street is 60. Okay, interesting. You can build tramways, bus stops and stations, cargo stations, a bus depot, a tram depot. You can upgrade existing roads. You can do landscaping, which I honestly try to avoid because it is so expensive. And then there's bulldoze, and you can bulldoze almost everything. You can't bulldoze main connections unless you bypass them, but the game's bypass check is admittedly not that great. But you can bulldoze buildings, most streets. You can't bulldoze industries though. The industries are permanent. So, I've been playing this in my off time so much, even today, while I was supposed to be doing other things. I played Train Fever, because Train Fever is fun. And perhaps slightly addictive, but you didn't hear that from me. Now, what I've found just by my own experience is that there are two main ways of earning money quickly. And you need money in order to progress through the game, obviously, but also just to survive. It's a bit of a rough way to put that, maybe, sure, but it's surprisingly accurate. So we're just going to put down a couple bus stops at main points in this town. Do I want to connect this section of the town? Maybe not. I'll put a bus stop in the city center here. No, I think I'd rather put it right by these buildings. And what you'll see is, once I've put down a bus depot somewhere in a relatively useful position, like right here perhaps, oh, that's slightly cheaper. We can then purchase stagecoaches, and stagecoaches can be built up until the 1900s, after which they will have to be replaced by something else if you want to buy new ones. They have a capacity for passengers of 5, a top speed of 18 km per hour, weight and power, which honestly doesn't really matter too much for road traffic. Running costs is $6,000 a year for 15 years with a loading speed of 1. There's also the option to put trams around, but I haven't really been able to figure out how to get those optimized. So at first you will want to just start with assigning a new line, and all these coaches we just bought, all 3 of them, will be assigned to that line, which you can see in the line overview right here. Yes, this is a lot of windows open. I would certainly recommend to manage that. So we'll put 3 more on a different line going the opposite direction. And because it's in the same town, I do prefer to give it the same color. Now what I also normally do, and completely forgot to do this one time, forgive me for that, is to rename them. And the town we're working on here is called Greater Wellington. So I will go with GWL 0001A. And obviously GWL 001B for the counter direction. Now the reason I don't buy that many buses is because buses are expensive. And we want to make a profit, so we want to keep our costs down. You can see in this manage lines overview here, the balance currently is 0 because we just bought the buses and they haven't even started operating yet. In addition to that, the time in the bottom right, which I'm well aware I am covering, so let me move to the left. In the bottom right you can see the time, you can see land use as a little diagram. That is great to determine, like, oh, this is a high value recreational area, this is a high value residential area, this is a high value industry. Well, maybe not that high value. And these are commercial buildings in the city center, which is why I put a bus stop right there. And the people will be taking these buses and moving about, using those buses. However, I feel like I made a small mistake. Let me add a bus stop over at these lower value residential houses. Now, as you can tell, obviously, my lines here are not using that new bus stop yet. How do we add that? Well, this one goes from the Avenue to Victoria Road, to North Road, and then to Kingsway. Between North Road and Kingsway, we want it to stop at a new stop, so it can go nicely around everything. You can already see the direction has been updated to nicely go around the outer area of the town. We want to do the same thing for GWL, the B direction, which goes from the Avenue to Kingsway, to North Road, and to Victoria Road. Between Kingsway and North Road needs to be Green Lane. And so we add that. Now, as you can tell, the bus line is complete. However, we still have a lot of money left. We're going to be repeating this process 4 more times. However, to save my own sanity and yours in the process as well, I assume, I am not going to describe it all over and over and over again. That would be absolutely ridiculous. So instead, I'm just going to go about it this way. I want to pick up these houses, I think so, yeah. Although it would have been nice if we could just use this between road. But this is going to expand, I'm fairly certain, so doing this makes a whole lot of sense. And perhaps I should move these 2 stops over to this corner to be just ever so slightly closer to the center here. But I think we can still make use of having it here instead. That's just to explain my thought process there, not to tutorialize you on the game. And we'll take this nice spot in the middle of the town. So given the size of the town, we have 4 stops at a reasonable distance, I would say. And the same as before, just 3 coaches in both directions should do. So we'll add that, we'll rename it to Sir 1A. Okay, and we'll buy a few more. We'll add a new line, which goes in the opposite direction and has the opposite color. And it gets the name Sir 001B, obviously. That concludes that for Cirencester. What a name. Oh, by the way, in hard mode you only start with $1.2 million. So there's that to keep in mind as well. Here you get so much more money. Like even 100k is actually a relatively significant amount already. So now this is an interesting situation we've got here because obviously we have the core part of the town, but it doesn't have all these things that we want to connect people to. Like obviously here most people live, here's the city center, here's the most important industrial area, but all the way over here is the recreational bit, which is where people will want to go as well. What I usually end up doing is I just put down 1 stop. And we'll do the same thing here because the town will expand that way. And then we'll have 2 directions this way. And I think I'll want a stop here. And a stop actually kind of here. Because the people right here, they can just walk there. We'll let them walk. But the people further back, they might want to take the bus to one of these destinations. What do we need? We need a bus depot. Not for 50k, that's ridiculously expensive. Where can we put that? Oh yeah, of course, this is collision. This game is amusing sometimes. Yeah, that's obviously a bit too rough of a terrain. Okay, so I think the cheapest one was this one with 10.9. Given the distance here, I think we'll actually want 4 coaches per direction. And we can just do that. So, let's do that. Simple enough. Let's see, we are setting a new line. And we'll start over here. And you can tell this is why I'm putting just 1 stop. Because they will be able to turn around shortly after the stop and then approach and leave in the direction they are headed. This is entirely optional. And you don't have to do it that way at all. I just prefer doing it this way because it's nice and organized. And the only reason I'm naming these lines at all is so I can refer to them. It's for fun. This is a game made to be fun. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Okay. Now that we've got these lines set up, you can see frequency. Can you see that? I don't know. My preview is so bad. Hang on. I need to verify if you can actually see that. Even on mobile. So let me go ahead and navigate to my channel. I am live, yes, that is correct. Yeah, that looks readable, but the UI is very small. No, I think it's okay. My preview is blurry, but the UI in the stream itself seems fine. So by that logic, I don't have to worry about anything. Okay, let's see. Let's consider I accidentally started the game. We're a whole month in now. Oops. Well, no matter, because now I can tutorialize you again. You see these people. You click on the bus stop. You see born line 1B. There's 21 people waiting. The reason for that is because either they want to go hang on. From 5 they go to 1, so they want to go to work as quickly as possible. Which is why line B will at first have most of the passengers. This will, however, most likely balance out. Because after some time these people at work will want to go home. And for that they will take born line 1A. Which is just the other direction, obviously. I could have completely cut out this stop, but I decided not to because I feel like this is useful. There's no reason for me to have a stop here. It, again, is just an intermediate, and it might actually cost me more money to have it than not, but we'll see. These other buses, yeah, looks fine. I guess I could have put something down. It's such a shame I accidentally started the time like that. But yeah, here also you see in the residential areas it is completely filling up for 1B, and here it's distributed a little bit better because 1A goes this way and 1B goes that way, or it's the other way around, I don't know. I don't have a set rule for something simple like that. Let's go ahead and service an industry next. So you see this wood, this Cirencester forest wood production. It's not using any lines because we don't have anything there. Same for this one, which is a sawmill. It's producing goods. And those goods will need to go to the industrial parts of the town. However, at the moment, it's not using any buses. And therefore, the businesses are complaining things are moving very, very slowly. We can easily fix that. And we will. What we need to do is just put one of these, and for the towns I do prefer to put a large station right away to save money later on. But this is just a preference. Why am I putting them at the outside? Honestly, because I don't want to build those buildings, because that it costs way too much money. As simple as that. So we've got the final destinations. Now we need to have something to pick up the cargo. And it doesn't have to be directly in front or behind it, or just look for the cheapest position, which is clearly as close to it as possible in this case. Okay, it looks like... yeah. That seems to be the cheapest angle I could get it at. But, oh no! How am I going to get buses on these long distances? We could just reuse one of the existing road depots in this case, because there's one right there. And this time it's not being serviced yet, which is fine as well. So, voila. Open the buses and we go to horse wagons. Horse wagons can be built between 1850 and 1900. They have a capacity for coal of 4, but you can configure this. In this case we want wood. They have top speed of 15 km per hour, some weight, some power, running cast, lifespan of 15 years and loading speed of 1. That sounds very similar to a stagecoach, which is fine. Now, unlike stagecoaches, what I've always been doing, and I don't know if this is good practice or not, but it's worked out, is because the distance between all these things is so extremely big to just buy a whole bunch of them. Let's see, we have 6, 7, 8, 10, 12. Let's do 12, why not? And I want them to go from this place where they can pick up wood to go here where they can drop it off, so it can be processed. And for my own clarity, I prefer not having anything called line. I'll just go with wood 1. There's no reason to put the letter after this, because it's only one direction and it doesn't really go anywhere. Okay, now that gets the wood from A to B. And then the buses will go back empty to pick up more, which is honestly rather unfortunate that they can't pick up anything else, but that's just the way the game works. Then we have goods, which we also want. How many do I have? 12? Let's go with another 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 12. And for this one, we'll again want a new line, which starts here, and it should move the goods all the way over there. Why? Because we want to move goods, of course. There is a certain demand to things, but it is not displayed anywhere. And you know the naming convention I've used at this point. Now, why am I not buying any buses for Leybourne? Well, first off, I don't have a depot there. But second, because these buses will have to make that distance anyway. And sometimes they go the wrong way. So in this case, I'll just have them go the right way immediately. Now, for Leybourne here, we actually have the perfect opportunity to also cover it for bus traffic. So put one there, one over there. Now you may notice the city center is at a crossing, basically, and I never really know how to do this, so I'll just plug it there. And then we don't really service these. I mean, I could put a stop there, but generally that is just a waste of time. We'll put a stop there and then just have it go around, I guess. Actually, no, I will put a stop here. For the sake of it. And because of that, it will also be requiring the puzzle. With 3-stage coaches going from here in this direction. And you'll call label on, so LYB. And then the other direction by another 3, which starts at New Street and then goes like so, with the same color, of course. And there's another town just connected like that. I'm sure this will make me a ton of money. Now, you might notice, and this is actually an interesting thing about easier difficulties than the hardest mode, is that you start off with more load. Like, you start off with more money, but you also start off with a higher load, which you will want to pay back. Trust me on that one. So you don't want to overspend, basically. Perhaps I'll just go for regular load. This is not worth discussing or debating or anything really. Let's put those stops in front of these buildings here. Now, there's this section, and I really would love to surface that. So I'm going to build an extra road here as well. And I'll try and connect it up. This is almost a roundabout. If it wasn't for this last section. And the fact that we don't have one-way roads. I suppose that matters, huh? Do I want a stop over here? Maybe. Because the other stops will be at a reasonable distance away from it. Let's see, we'll put a stop here, right in front of the high value residential. Not right in front of it. And, well, obviously, right down. So this is a larger round town. And because we put a nice looking road, we can actually take a look and see where it's cheaper. Like that. Okay, so let's get another 4 stagecoaches for this place. New line. And we already know how it's supposed to go, because that's what you plan out before you place down those bus stops, not after. SXM. Why not? Sounds beautiful. How many did I put? 4? Let's do the same for the other direction, yeah? Now, I have noticed something weird about this game. Oh, that's one too many. Is that sometimes it tries to recalculate routes, and I have no idea how to circumvent that. And you should be red. Oh no. I know you always show up, and that you're most likely the same one. Please stop spamming chat. My empty chat, might I add. Just to annoy you. Like, come on, don't spam random links like that. Later on, we'll be able to connect these cities by bus, because I'm doing a no trains challenge. Actually, am I doing a no trains challenge? No, not in this. No. Ah! In that case, I'll be able to put down a station. Let's take a look at the way this works. We can put down a station, which unfortunately can't be upgraded after. So it generally pays to invest, unfortunately. Okay, we do want to be able to get our tracks out of there. So we follow the coastline. Well, the riverbed, I suppose. Not the coastline at all. Looks like we'll want a bridge here. It's too short for a bridge. Whatever angle I put. Okay, great. Thanks, game. Can I chop off this section? No, of course not. Well, no matter. We'll just have to think of something else. Actually, can I do something here? No, because it starts like that. Okay. We'll have to have the game generate that for us now. If it even does, I don't know. I can't even do that. Okay. Can I use a regular size? No. Just a small street, but I don't want to use that. Not really any reason that I don't want to use that, just personal preference really. Okay, we can decide how the bridge looks, and honestly, I like this. This is terrible, and this is fine. Reminds me of an Assassin's Creed game that has bridges like this. I'll just take the nice stone because it's plain and simple. This does not affect the price, by the way. Just how it looks up until the very end. Okay, let's put another passenger station here. However, unlike the first one, this one, we already know we want to connect Saxmundham and Leyburn and this direction as well, eventually. So we're going to put down 4 tracks, which, as you can tell, is bloody expensive. So perhaps we can just make do with 2 for now and replace this later. Yeah, sure, that seems to be about the cheapest option. Now, to connect these 2 stations, we're going to have to put down rails. However, we don't have the money, as you can tell, to do this properly, with a double line all the way. So we're doing what they did back then as well. We're having these lines merge as long as possible in this case. And then we'll just have it follow the river. Now you can cross roads, but it tends to occasionally be a little bit tricky or otherwise difficult. So we'll actually have this guide us the right way. Not enough space, what do you mean? Not enough space where? Oh, in regards to the going uphill, is it? No? That's not it. This game sometimes, man. We'll have to undo this all the way up to this point. Because we're going to have to try and figure out where we can put this without getting errors. Can I even do this? Don't tell me I have to go all the way to the other side of the river just to cross the road. I believe here it was like, yeah, you can go. No? Not enough space. Yeah, okay. Clearly it's because of this. But there's nothing we can do about that. Oh, this works. That doesn't. This does. And it puts those signs. Interesting. Unfortunately, I don't think we can actually do it like that. Okay, so this is going uphill, which is difficult for trains to do, by the way. And then we can just keep it flat. Okay. Obviously this was way too expensive to do, so we're basically out of money. Fortunately, I don't need to worry about adding extra loans, because I'm not doing any challenges. Challenges, by the way, are across saves, and there's a lot of them. And there's a lot of them that I haven't managed yet. I will be working on that both on the stream and off stream, probably. Yeah, just follow the river. Why am I doing these small sections, you ask? It's actually easier because the game keeps those sections stored. Okay, it looks like it's time to get more of a loan. Normally I wouldn't recommend taking more loan, but in this game I'm not going for achievements, so this is fine. We're coming up to a next road. We'll have to make sure we can cross that. And you remember from literally just before how difficult that is. So. Uphill, sure. Downhill. Okay, we need to align towards the station. That'll do. And then we can build a switch. Merge these two lines together. And there we go. I am not currently planning on putting more than one train on this network because trains are expensive. Am I planning on going to another time here? Also, no. Not at the moment. Why not? Well, because again, that's way too expensive. Plus, this one is uphill and trains in this age just can't do that. They're terrible at it. So we're not going to bother with it. Simply said. Now over here I will need to build a road, otherwise the town won't be able to cross. So let's do that and get our rail in. Why am I building another rail? Good question. The answer is surprisingly simple. It's because I need a depot. Oh, hang on. Oh, really? Okay, there we go. And you can get those attached to the end of rail lines. You can also put signals, but since we are only going to have one train, at this point there is not much point to doing that. We want one person, what am I saying? One locomotive and a couple of these. The reason that I'm not buying too many of these, let's see, 6 should be enough. That means 36 people. No, I think I should have a capacity of 80-ish. So let's double this. There we go. That should be a capacity of about 82 people. Set a new line from Greater Wellington to Cirencester. And also. So, what was the code for Greater Wellington? GWL to sub, and we'll go with the regular numbers. Also, just noticed this one is a typo, which unfortunately I need to remove the entire name for. This is A. Yes, okay. So we have AB, 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 AB. And that should do it. Now we can unpause. And because the game is slow, I'm also immediately going up to an increased speed. And I just realized I have one small oversight. We will want a bus stop to connect to the train station. So I'm adding one right here. This is all we need for now in Greater Wellington. I need that line, hang on. Greater Wellington, A and B. We have Avenue, Victoria Road, North Road, Green Lane, and Kingsway. I think I will move Victoria Road to be, let's see, probably right here instead. And for you, between Victoria Road and North Road, I will want you to pick up Manor Road. And for this one, we have the Avenue, Kingsway, Green Lane, North Road and Victoria Road. So again, between North Road and Victoria Road, go to Manor Road first. And that will connect up all the town, especially all the way at the end here, to the train station. And a lot of people love to go by train, so this will be extremely important. The same can be said for this place, except here we actually have space for one of these. Which I will most certainly connect as well. This is 1A and B. And for the first one, we'll want to connect up between Richmond Road and Broadway. And for you, we want to connect up after Broadway. You can see it automatically divides the two, so that's fine. We have a nice road connection now. They all go exactly the way we want them to. I am a bit worried about the profitability of the wood and cargo road lanes, but we'll worry about that later. For the time being, I am sure we're good to go. So again, we'll have time move. We can watch this train go. I can actually click it, pin it to the top left, so we can just keep track of it. Unfortunately, that does also mean we'll keep hearing it. So, bear with me. We'll also decrease the lonely part. And you can tell the buses have started moving. The people are walking all the way over to this large street with industrial. I see. Well, maybe those are the people over here, or the people who initially spawned. If you do it right, you will not see many people walking around the streets like this area, basically. If you don't do it right, you'll see a lot of people walking. They have their destination. They know where they want to go. in this area has a train station, which is insane. Also, trains are expensive. Did I mention that? Look at how extremely unprofitable it is. All these numbers are red, but they will turn green soon enough, I'm sure. That's our first cell. Or one of the first. Do you see these buses? They're not very well distributed, but they will over time kinda spread out. Okay, look at that train, it's picking up 13 people already. And that train station will only get busier and busier as the people go through. Now obviously we have 56 people waiting here. But I don't have the money to invest, and taking out a loan means taking out a loan first to get back into the positive, which is just bad business practice. You can't pay back a loan with another loan because you'll end up just losing more money. The only time that works is if you expect to be more profitable, which at this moment in time we do not expect to be. On account that the train is bloody expensive. I wonder if the Spiffing Breeders played this. Might have. I don't know. But yeah, we look at the train station, there's now 27 people waiting. Plus we get money from moving those people to the train station as well. However, it's still rather busy here. But I think that's okay. People do need to walk a little bit around at least, so yeah, that seems fine. I feel like I should just drop this stop. Actually, no, you've got 5 people. You don't, but that's because you are not spread out yet. Okay, well most of my lines are profitable. We're just waiting for the train. The train is also going to be the greatest profitable line we've got, if I do things right. Which I might not be doing, I don't know. So many people still waiting here. You can tell it's on both sides, but just one side is a lot more crowded than the other. Also, people die. They despawn, which I think means they die, so... yeah, that was a little interesting tidbit there. Okay, so we have 44 people waiting here, and it's still going up. On account that you see more people here just walking this way. I might need to put more buses in this area. I don't know, we'll see. How about our goods line? It is currently not yet profitable. And the reason for that mostly is because it is still not at the right rate. The same applies to the wood production. Definitely will need to extend the amount of buses on these lines though. Definitely will want to do that. Okay, so 54 people on the train here, and there's already 42 people waiting. By the time it gets here, it will be like 60, which is one of the reasons why I decided like, nah, 36 is possible, but it is most definitely not going to be profitable because our runtime is 308,000 and it's only going up. We will need a full train. But I'm fairly certain that will happen. Oh, some people disappeared. See, that's what I mean. That's the weird thing about this game. But also, we put that street and they are expanding on this side of the road, of the railroad. If you are not careful, they will actually box you in and you have to spend more money to unbox yourself, which is definitely going to be possible. Unless that bypass rule is going to rear its head, like the main connection need bypass first, see? If that shows up, yeah, there's not much you can do. But that's okay. We have almost exclusively profitable lines. Like, look at this. Train, 49 people. I thought it was going to be more. Oh well. 49 might be enough to be profitable. We'll have to see. So most of these buses, the cargo here, is not going to be enough, is it? No, I guess not. But for my wood line, it is still increasing production, isn't it? Yeah. What I would like to do for the wood line is to tell it like, hey, if you're full, you can go. If you are not full, please wait until you're full. Tends to help with the cost of a line, but you can't do this if the production is too low. Fortunately for me, production is pretty good and might even still be going up. It is indeed still going up. So yeah, there's that. There's also this oil mine, coal mine. How did I think of oil? When obviously this here is an oil well. Yes, that's sure. Why not? Now, I don't know if those industries can change as time goes on. I don't think so. Also, look, our train made us a massive amount of profit, so we can repay most of the loan back. And now we're back in the negatives. But that's fine, because the train is actually going to keep us afloat more than it's going to cost us anything. Interesting. People here going to work. Again, we might need more buses on this line. Fortunately for me, most of the people who get off here will also be able to, most of the buses that drop off people here will be able to pick up some as well. Should I invest in a second train? Of course not. But this is starting to get very profitable. Very profitable indeed. We are repaying back our loan so rapidly, it's absolutely mind-blowing. 55 people. Last year we hardly made profit by the train itself, but the line made a huge profit. Which is different, of course. And again, a huge profit. We don't really care about getting in the negatives. The game doesn't really berate you for any of that. So we're just repaying our loan as quickly and early as possible. This train is basically full. Also, I guess I miscalculated. 72. Yeah, no, of course. I could have added 2 more. No, well, this is probably better anyway. So how well are you doing? 68? That seems pretty good. We could use more buses on that line. Let's get some horse wagons. Slow down time. Select wood. And we're out of money. Speed up time it is. So how's this train doing? 62 people. Yeah, that's going to be quite a boost. And again, you see the profit it's making. This is why you get trains and train fee. Those buses, they're nice supplementaries. They make sure that you balance things out if one of your train lines fails. Train lines fail. Yeah, they can. This game is not easy. But again, it's also very old. So, if you don't like this game, don't worry. There's like a second one and a third one, and so on and so forth. But only in the fourth year, huh? Okay, let's add 6 more to the wood line. And we'll also want to increase the goods line then. Also F6, I suppose. Just because that's easier. Back to 3 times speed, we'll repay more of the loan. You can tell the loan interest is basically halved now. If I recall, you pay 25k loan per 100k, sorry, 25k interest per 100k loan. You can only borrow and repay in increments of 100, so that adds up quickly, or can add up quickly at least. It may. No, it's July. Let's see, our train only has 48 people. That's fine. Because it's got a lot more people waiting right here. Oh, hello. This section is expanding rapidly. Well, this section is not so much. I find that interesting. But I think we might want to accommodate this area. So they can expand up the hill here as well. To see what it would do. We can actually do that. We can take a look, we can experiment, and we can see how that will go after the train has left. Because unfortunately, unless modded, of course, we can't put a road over one of our own rail lines. So we pause the game. We remove this. We put down that road. And we'll put this back. This game is annoying sometimes. The direction you pull the road into matters a lot. Oh, and now it's terrain alignment collision. Of course it is. Let's do that. And that. Let's see how this works. Well, it's closer. I still don't know why it says not enough space. What if I delete this and just go from this side? Oh, here it says okay. If I do it like this. Is this viable? Probably not. Which means we'll just destroy the road entirely. I will make a road go through. I guess it'll have to be a bit awkward. The game is forcing my hand here. Okay, that will work. Ish. I will get this right. Oh yeah, terrain alignment collision, yeah, sure. Why not? Okay, there we go. And the train line has fixed itself, which means we don't need to worry about it anymore. We still make a profit. There's a ton of people waiting here. I wonder if they want to go all the way down. We might like to put a tram here. Is this the time that I experiment with a tram? Let's see, are you guys heading for work? Home, leisure, shop,
Huh?
home, shop,
Huh?
home, leisure,
Huh?
leisure.
Huh?
Ah, you like that, huh? Okay, so home, shop, or leisure, which means we'll have dedicated tram stops. Sweet! Let's go ahead and experiment with that because I've never done that. Tramway. So we'll they said leisure and they said home. I think I'll do it like this. Where obviously the direction will be both to these stops, but this should overall just be a little bit faster. Now, I don't have a place for trams to begin. We'll have to figure out where to get them started. Oh, look at how big that building is. Let's see, 24, 21, 22, 19. Oh, for some reasons. Sure, right there, why not? We'll look at this so we can actually connect them. And trams work like this, where you can have just like two in each direction. Slow down time, put up a new line. So from here to there, to there, to there. And we'll call this one. Let's see, which place is this again? Greater. Okay, this is Wellington. Just name for Wellington. Oh, don't rename the tram. Stop bother with that. GWL 0100 1A. Because I have to do something weird, right? Put these on that line. Get two more. Put them on a opposite direction. Like that. GWL 0102 1B. And that might make me more profitable. I don't know. We'll see. So far, my experiments have always ended up in failure, so this is going to be interesting. These people will be taking these bus lines for bits, but it looks like 101B is filling up, which is exactly what we expected to. Now, since it's purely a one directional line, which is not a circle, we could actually change it up to just one line and have it stop at every stop a second time, but that does kind of mess with the overall design. Also, look at these tracks, they look absolutely amazing. I love that. Right, to pay more of the loan. I forgot. And there we go. Look at the difference in loan interest. We've almost repaid our loan back within the first 8 years, basically. How is our train doing? Look at this number. 479. Oh. We have repaid the entire loan in 6 years' time. All the profit we make now, all of that is just going straight into our pockets. Okay, so goods here could use a couple more buses. Let's get, I don't know, 3 more or something. There we go. For some reason, you're moving wood to this one. Yeah, don't do that. Okay, we have increased our goods movement, which should mean that the wood production goes up again, because distribution is greatly increasing. I'm also going to add a couple buses, not too many. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 to a new goods line. We'll name it the way too obvious goods 2. And we'll get a blue color because I would like to have the industry things all keep the same color. Oh, would you look at that? I'm over time. I'm out of time, unfortunately. But that's okay. Let's see, we have the goods 2 filling up. That is absolutely fantastic. That should also mean your production goes up. Although it is entirely tied to the production of wood. Maybe you need a few more buses, I am not sure. Sometimes less is more. This game is very confusing when it comes to that. Either way, it looks like I might be ready to invest in another train. I would like to have a passenger station with 3 tracks for now. And I would like for you to be right there. And the way I want this to work is actually a little bit differently. Well, obviously I am going to try and connect all these tracks. Okay, that checks out. I will also have one of them split off that way, and one of them split off that way. So that's going to be interesting. Because especially at the start, they will need a ton of switches. Like so. Because this way trains that need to go left can go left, except We don't want them to do that at this section. This is a complicated build. And only Rio engineers will understand it. Or train fans, perhaps. Let's see, we are approaching split-off point. I think I will have them move next to each other to cross the road here. But I will move the switch to be on this side. And then you are apparently very steep. Interesting. You're way more expensive than I expected you to be. Also, this is way steeper than I expected it to be. Look, it's forming a bridge. Let's get some extra money so I can actually afford this. And I would like a steel bridge. I think that looks great. Actually, just over land, just give me one of these bridges. Okay, we are lined up, and I will have to decide later on how to actually merge these. Let's get the other turn in first. Terrain alignment collision. Why? Why are you doing this to me, game? Yes, because of that. Okay, I see. I will need to get rid of this and turn off earlier. Turn away earlier. Oh, actually, then it doesn't seem to be doing that weird stuff. Strange. Let's see, how do I want you to go? Oh, and this is terrain alignment collision, okay. This should do. We'll have a bit of a slope here, but that's fine. And then... honestly, probably just follow the track. Oh, interesting. I guess I wasn't prepared for a new train and this early. Oh. Okay, that should take care of that one. Then on this side, I suppose we'll follow the track as well. Can I do this? Can't do it here. Okay, it works mostly. And I would like to do this again. Just have a bit of a track next to this. Terrain alignment collision. Okay, We'll realign that. There we go. And the last bit. Can I fit a switch here? Directly. It's not optimal. I don't like it. We'll have to put it after the crossing. There we go, and then the other way. Okay, that checks out. And we have this here for a reason as well. So let's see. On which side was it again? If it's on the right side, then the train is moving in the direction of the signals being on the right side. Which means if there's a train going this way, like so, or there is a train going that way. And there's no need for me to worry about this. Hold on. Fill that up. Yes. Okay, good. I would like a switch construction here as well. To line alignment collision. To line what? Terrain. Duh. What am I saying? Okay, well, I guess I won't be able to get it to fit there, but perhaps over here will be a good point. Unsuitable location for diamond crossover. What are you talking about? No, seriously, what are you talking about? I guess that might have been the spot with that little gap. I don't know. Sure, that'll work. And then we'll add a couple more signals. So on this side, the right. And on this side, the other right. I'm not entirely sure why the game decides to do it like this, but sure. We'll also need a crossover here. Didn't I mention that I wanted to call it quits with my mandatory break? Yeah, I did. Interesting. This game is just too addictive, obviously. Definitely would recommend if you have time to spare. Otherwise, perhaps not. Okay, we'll need a couple more signals on this side. Just so that the trains won't collide. I honestly wish that the ways the trains work in this game was more like how it works in some of the other games with trains. But trains just kind of pick their own path. But simultaneously they interact as a whole. That should do it. I don't think I should put a crossover further here. Maybe. I don't know. Man, there's a bridge here. I truly did that, huh? Crazy. Spent so much money though. We have another loan to repay. Oops. Well, that being said, I think this really should be the end of the episode. For the people on YouTube, the people watching this on Twitch know that there usually is a game coming up after this. However, it seems I've used pretty much my entire streaming time for these two games, being Crisis and Train Fever. Oops. Better look next time. Right? That being said, I hope you all enjoyed it. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified when a new video comes out. Leave a comment down below, share your thoughts and feelings. Let me know what you think of the game, the gameplay, the game style, something? I don't know. How's my tram doing, by the way? How's my tram network? Negative or negative? Oh, okay. Why not? Right? They are making some money at least. It's not enough, clearly. Okay, well, that's it for me. Have a good night, everyone.